Abelardo Luzania de Multimedios.
Ok, esta pregunta es para los dos. ¿Qué piensan sobre la competencia que se dio este año entre Blanca y NIEVES, hablando de la versión protagonizada por Julia Roberts, y cuál es la opinión que tienen ustedes sobre esta versión que ya muchos tuvimos oportunidad de ver? Y la segunda es para Kristen. Tú, en lo personal, ¿a quién elegirías? ¿Al príncipe, al cazador o a un vampiro?
The pressure is on right now.
Lily Collins is one of a very, really good friend of mine. We both found out that we got the jobs at very similar times as well. And, you know, I don't have much of an opinion, to be honest. In order to play, that's such an outsider's view, you know. We have to actually do this and live it, and I think we didn't ever start in this thinking like, oh, what impression are we going to leave with people? What are we going to? Obviously, you do a movie because it says something, and you know that if it affects you, it's going to affect other people. But it's, you know, the main concern first and foremost is how it affects you. And you know, I think that they're really different movies. I think that there's an audience for both. I think Lily did, you know, from what I can see, she did a really great job. And I think this is so much more of like, this is a fake story. This is like literally just something that people can write about and get hits on their website. It's not even, it doesn't even exist. They're two separate, very different movies. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the competition is what, you know, where that question falters, I suppose. Just because I don't think there is competition. I mean, it's no different to like anything really. I think all it has is a character called Snow White in both, and that's about it. You know.
The story is so originally. The story it could never be a movie. It's tiny. It's very short. Whoever was going to tell it in a film version needed to elaborate a lot, and we just did it in really different ways. And I think. Well, definitely the prince. Come on.
I'd personally go for the vampire. They live forever, you know.
Cristina dice quién.
Hello guys, welcome to Mexico, and this is for Kristen. It's nice to hear that you know a lot of things about Mexican culture. I know your mom is working with a Mexican actress called Katie Castillo, so I was wondering if you are planning to, or would you like to work with a Mexican actress or actor?
Can you say the first part again? Because I was listening to someone speak Spanish in my ear, yet you were speaking English.
Well, practically that is really nice, and it's good to hear that you know a lot of things about our culture, so welcome, and we're glad to hear that.
Thank you. Yes, definitely. Not to say that it's a funny question. Well, how do I answer this? Not to say that I don't identify with a ton of different individuals within every different culture, but there is something about growing up in Los Angeles that just, I mean, we're so close. I've grown up in school, like every half my class, way more than half my class is their parents were from Mexico. So I do feel really very much like pissed off that I can't go hang out in Mexico City right now because it's so dangerous. We're not allowed to, and it's like, it's kind of the one, yeah, I feel like it's so close to me that it's not fair, but it's okay. Yeah, I would definitely love to work with a Mexican actress or actor. I really want to work with Alejandro Inarritu-Gonzalez. Dying to do it. So he's Mexican.
Andrea Malpica de Cine Premier.
It's really a question for both of you. Most people have the story of Snow White in their classic shelves, and whether it's Disney's 1937 version or the Grimm Brothers version, how does it feel that you're playing such an iconic character, well, both of you, the prince and Snow White, and giving them a new face. Do you think people will like more of this version of your character?
I mean, I think my character is probably the one that's potentially changed the most. I think from the story that we all know and love. I mean, the guy was a bit of a wet fart, to be honest. Like he'd kind of walk in, kiss a girl, and everyone lives happily ever after. And it's not just he gets around, this guy. Like I mean, he turns up in Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White. So I think he hangs around the woods waiting for someone to die and then kisses them. Like, pretty good life. But I mean, the fact that there wasn't much about him that anyone was familiar with, and he was very straight-laced and very clean-shaven and very, handsome. So I kind of got as far away from that as possible. What Rupert did by casting me. What's been incredible is being able to kind of find that darkness, that grittiness to a character that people are familiar with and most women fell in love with, and kind of turn it on its head. He's still a good guy, he's still a very charming man. He just doesn't really have the opportunity to charm many women, really. But it's a privilege for me to kind of play an iconic character, but that has been somewhat flipped upside down. Hopefully people will be able to sort of look at this film and say, that's a more realistic man. A guy that, if his father died, would have to lead an army into battle, to save his land. He has to be able to defend himself. He has to have backbone and be a man. So I think, hopefully people will look up to him as an icon. I don't know. The problem is, like I say, he's always got the huntsman to compete with.
Oh.
But yeah.
I think it would have been really impossible to hop on Snow White's train if all she did was chirp at her birds and clean house. I think that back when Disney did it, it was really important and really valued by men and women to be that ultimate caretaker, maternal figure, and it was really strong. And it's just that we luckily do more than that now. We've progressed, and I think that we stay really true to who Snow White is. And so I think that it will be much easier to accept all of her, hopefully not ideal, but really pure qualities. I think it'll be easier to accept them rather than just think that it exists in a fake world. We test her, but we don't betray her. So yeah, I think it's a really, not to sound totally pretentious, but it's very modern, the take that we have.
La siguiente pregunta es de Liz Gil de Cine en Línea.
Hi, welcome Sam, Mexico. Kristen, welcome back to Mexico and here. Well, my first question is, how was work, Sam, with Kristen, and Kristen, how was work with Sam? And my second question is, which is your favorite scene of this movie?
Favorite what?
The scene.
See.
How was it?
You know what? Like, it's a nightmare. No, the thing is, not just with Kristen, with the likes of all the dwarfs, with Chris, with Shalice. This
Mainly with me.
Yeah, but just with Kristen. No, I've kind of grown up watching these guys on the big screen. These are like basically the reason I've got into this industry in the first place. Having the opportunity to work with someone who is so young and so talented, it's she's very driven, she's very focused, and I hate to kind of big her ego up, but the fact is she knows what she wants and she goes and gets it, and she doesn't give a sugar dumps who's in the way. It's amazing to see, because she must be so inspirational to so many girls. I never kind of grew up being a girl, so it's quite tough for me to sort of look at this, but I can pretty much guarantee that she's the inspiration for a lot of girls' dreams and hopes. She's very inspirational. She's young, but at the same time, she's driven. She's hardworking. She's very professional and a normal girl, which I think is probably one of her star qualities.
Okay, so Sam is, yeah, not to take the focus off like personal whatever, but the whole team would have done anything for it and for the movie. And I think it's really important. Like, you know, Sam is he sort of has this thing all the time, like this wide-eyed sort of, wow, I don't really know where I am, but I'm always like, please, you know exactly where you are. You're so present, and he's so steady. And I mean, like, you know, it's sweet and modest or whatever, but at the same time, it's like he was sort of born to do it. And it's not easy for people who've not done too many projects to just step onto something so big and keep up, like, I mean, not keep up, but literally, like, lead the way in some cases. Like, as he said, the prince can't be what you imagine him to be. He needs to feel reliable. And you can't act that. Sam is very reliable. He's a steady, he is a man. And I was really happy that he was my prince. No. And he's really funny and stuff, so it's fun to be on set and something like that.